Gamebridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. The Pacers hosting the Knicks tonight. 8 o'clock tip-off on TNT. Indiana up 2-1. Looking to take a commanding 3-1 lead. And in the house, in the Fieldhouse, if you will, tonight, will not just be those Pacers and those Knicks, but also the return of John Haliburton.
Yeah.
Pops is coming back. Ain't that something?
And you remember this, right?
How did this happen? How was he able to come back?
I don't know, but I do think the suspension for the rest of the playoffs is a little bit harsh.
That's kind of let's just use that word indefinitely for a reason. It gives you so much wiggle room to do whatever you want with it. But if for our fans, if you recall, when the Pacers beat the Bucks, I believe it was in 5 games.
Yep, 4-1.
Once that final buzzer sounded, Tyrese Haliburton jumps on the scorer's table, I believe, and celebrate with the crowd like he's Dwayne Wade. And then Tyrese Haliburton's dad, who's very well known apparently around around that media circle. I didn't realize he had a reputation already, not a negative one. Just people knew who he was.
They love him. That's the thing.
Like, he is a very proud father for what Tyrese has been doing. Not the finest moment for John Haliburton, where he took his flag, I believe, or his rally towel, and just shook it in Giannis's face, taunting him when the Bucks were just eliminated from the NBA playoffs. And it was a sore look for Pops.
It was. It was a bad look for him. To his credit, he was apologetic about it. And whenever anybody comes out and apologizes, I know people are kind of trying to clown Ryan Clark for that as well these days. Whenever somebody is man enough or woman enough to apologize for something that they can admit they did wrong in 2025, I have to just give them a little bit of credit. It's deserved.
I don't know, man.
Because there's a lot of people that are unwilling to, in moments where they are just absolutely wrong, or moments in which they are clearly on the wrong side of it, that they don't apologize. They stay 10 toes down. They dig their feet in because we're in an era where facts don't matter as much anymore. You're able to just say, nah, I know I was on tape doing it, but that wasn't me. I ain't do it.
Yeah, but I also feel like on the flip side of things, there are a lot of apologies that are lawyer written and you hit send on the post. Where you don't mean it. You're doing it because you have to and to get by this week because you're expected to, not because you are truly apologetic.
Sometimes, but John, who I saw him do some interviews and talk about it, seems like he was apologetic, actually, and it came from the heart. And I can't always judge somebody's intentions. Like, only you and God know that. But I can at least judge your actions based on what I saw. And he was very exuberant. I mean, let's not forget the situation here for John Haliburton, Tyrese's pops. And I'll get to my number one NFL headline right quick here in the happy hour. I know I talked about it. I want to get to it. The Pacers were down 7 with 40 seconds to go in a closeout game at home. It was a lot of trash talking, a lot of emotions, a lot of stuff all throughout, and they came back and won that game in one of the more thrilling fashions I have seen in the playoffs. And it was for like the second or third time this postseason they did it. It was crazy. On top of that, CCAT, you, I, and Tina, we did a draft of champions. We drafted before the NBA playoffs tipped off. We gave ourselves each 4 teams. There's only 16 in the NBA playoffs. We each gave ourselves 4 picks in a draft to see who would win the title. Let me read off the teams that we picked. Tina went first. She picked the Cavs. I went second. I got the Thunder. They're still in it. CCAT, you went with the Celtics. Back to Tina. She gets the Bucks. I get the Warriors. CCAT gets the Lakers. Back to Tina. She gets the Rockets. I get the Nuggets. CCAT, you got the Knicks. Tina gets the Pistons. I got the Clippers. CCAT, you got the Wolves. Now, out of the 3 of us, there's only 3 teams remaining. I got the Thunder remaining. CCAT, you got the Knicks and the Timberwolves. Nobody picked the Pacers. We had 12 options. We left them in the bottom 4 with the damn Magic, the Heat, and the Grizzlies. And now they are 1 or 2 wins away from the NBA Finals, and nobody thought they can get through even the Bucks, even at half strength. And John Haliburton was reacting based on the moment. We just have to keep context in this.
Well,
12 out of 16, nobody picked the Pacers.
John Haliburton should be allowed in the building, not on the court side.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
Sure.
I don't know the situation. Is that going to be the case?
Did I see it's like going in a suite?
Okay, keep him away.
Yep, here it is.
Yeah.
The ban has been lifted starting with Game 4 against the Knicks, and confirmed with other reports. Broken by ESPN's Shams Charania. The elder Haliburton will be in a suite rather than courtside, as he has traditionally been. I think even if they didn't lift the ban, the Pacers would have found a way to sneak him in and have him in a suite and just keep it on the low.
But didn't the Pacers levy the suspension so they can do whatever they want with it?
Technically, exactly. So I thought it was from the NBA. It probably was like,
hey, listen.
NBA, they did it so the NBA wouldn't.
Something.
Yeah. Like, NBA was like, hey, look, take care of that. And they did. Yeah. And I think this is the proper protocol.
But that situation is similar to thousands of occurrences across AAU gyms or Little League baseball fields where the parents get a little bit too over-enthusiastic, and this so happened to happen at the NBA playoffs. I think it's fair to say that those parents that taunted one of their kids on the court afterwards will not be invited back that season. Maybe they get talking to in the offseason, and then they are back for the following year. But just because Tyrese Haliburton's playing well doesn't mean his dad should now be allowed to be at the game.
Time served. It's been a while.
We were saying we don't want to rob this father of this memory he could have because of a mistake he made 2 weeks ago.
Let's keep it G. Like no punches were thrown. Nothing broke. He did break a line of respect towards Giannis, but Giannis even afterwards said we came to a good place in the end. No hard feelings in the aftermath. And he doesn't have a track history. He's not Draymond Green. Yeah, he's not LeVar Ball.
But also, if you or I did that, we get tackled and tased.
True.
And we'd be spending a night behind bars.
True. It's different. I mean, it's different rules, different strokes for different folks. Do we have time for a last call? I want to give my NFL headline. I'll give that on the other side. Do we have a last call, team?
Yes.
We do have a last call. This last call is brought to you by F45, by the way. Before you give the last call, F45, I know you've been in it. I've been gone 2 weeks. I know you've been in that gym, though.
Yesterday, I went to F45, and we did the Murph workout, which I don't know if you're familiar with that, for Memorial Day. You start off with a mile run, and you do then a total of 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 air squats.
Wow.
And then you end it with a mile run. The first time I ever did that, extremely tough. I did it with a huge group of people, and I could not have done that by myself. The people that were around me at F45 Palm Beach Gardens, they motivated me, they kept me going, they were rooting for me. We were all struggling to get through it together, but as we're doing that last mile run, we're cheering each other on like, you got this, we're so close. What a great community at F45 Palm Beach Gardens.
Hey, sign me up for the next Murph. I want in on that.
Next year, okay.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning, and as I open my eyes, I go, oh my gosh, I can't feel my shoulders. I can't lift my arms. So I'm a little sore today. But that's why I go. I love going to F45 because I know when I'm sore that I'm working muscles that maybe I'm going heavier. Maybe I'm, working a different muscle that I haven't yet. And I am just feeling great. It's a 45-minute workout. You're in, you're out. You stick with it. And I promise you will see results. F45 Palm Beach Gardens. Check out their Instagram page to see the summer specials that they've got going on. Go to F45training.com to find a location near you.